to me. The reason most people never reach their full potential is because they refuse to step into discomfort. They settle. They stay in the same place, doing the same things, hoping for a different result. But winners operate on a different level. They understand that success isn't built in comfort. It's built in the moments when everything inside you is screaming to quit, but you push anyway. It's built when you're tired, when you're struggling, when you feel like you've given everything you've got, and then you dig deeper and find more. Every single day, life will test you. It will throw challenges in your path, obstacles meant to break you, distractions meant to pull you off course. And you got two choices. You can back down or you can step up. Winners, they step up. They wake up every morning knowing that growth isn't found in what's easy. It's found in pushing beyond what's comfortable. Think about it. When have you ever grown from staying in the same place? When have you ever leveled up by playing it safe? You haven't. No one has. The greats, the legends, the ones we admire, didn't get there by coasting. They got there by stepping into the fire, embracing the grind, and refusing to settle. I need you to hear me. There's a version of you, a stronger, more disciplined, more focused version, waiting on the other side of your comfort zone. But you'll never meet that person if you keep making excuses. If you keep saying, I'll start tomorrow. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Winners don't wait for it, they create it. You've got to start seeing discomfort as a signal that you're doing something right. When you feel resistance, when you feel fear creeping in, that's not a sign to stop. That's a sign to go harder. Because on the other side of that discomfort is the breakthrough you've been waiting for. You ever see people who start something but never finish? They get all hyped up, all excited about chasing their dreams, but the second it gets hard, they fold, they quit, they tell themselves it wasn't meant to be. Winners don't think like that. Winners expect it to be hard. They know that pain is part of the process. You say you want to be great, but are you willing to suffer for it? You say you want success, but are you willing to sacrifice for it? Because winners understand that there's a price for greatness, and that price is discomfort. That price is waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's staying up late to put in extra work. It's saying no to distractions, no to negativity, no to anything that doesn't align with your vision. Most people won't do it. Most people want it easy. They want success handed to them. But you're different. You've got something inside you that refuses to settle. I know it. I can feel it. But you've got to tap into it. You've got to remind yourself every single day that if it's uncomfortable, that means you're growing. If it's tough, that means you're getting stronger. You're going to have days where you feel like quitting, days where your body is exhausted, where your mind is telling you to take it easy. But those are the days that define you. Those are the days when winners are made. Because anyone can push when they feel good. Anyone can grind when it's convenient. But what separates the winners from the rest is what they do when it's not convenient. What they do when it's hard, what they do when no one is watching. So I need you to commit right here, right now. No more excuses. No more waiting for the right time. The right time is now. The moment you feel yourself resisting, the moment you feel discomfort creeping in, that's when you go harder. That's when you push past your limits. Because winners don't run from discomfort. They run toward it. Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants to succeed. But let me tell you something. Wanting it isn't enough. Feeling inspired isn't enough. Waking up one day fired up and ready to go doesn't mean a thing if you don't have the discipline to keep going when that feeling fades. Because motivation comes and goes. It's unreliable. It's like the wind. One day it's pushing you forward. The next day is nowhere to be found. And if you're dependent on that to get you where you want to go, you're already losing. Winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They rely on structure, on consistency, on showing up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference. That's what separates the people who talk about success from the people who actually achieve it. You ever see somebody start something with crazy energy? Maybe it's a workout routine, a business idea, a dream they've been talking about for years. They come out the gate strong, fired up, telling everybody what they're about to do, but give it a few weeks, a few months, where are they? Gone. Back to the same habits, the same excuses, the same cycle. Why? Because they were fueled by motivation, and the second that motivation ran out, they had nothing left. Winners don't operate like that. Winners build systems. They create habits that keep them moving forward no matter how they feel. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like it today? They don't wait for inspiration to strike. They just do it. They wake up, they put in the work, they stick to the plan day in and day out, no questions asked. That's what you've got to do. If you're serious about winning, if you're serious about becoming the person you say you want to be, you've got to stop depending on how you feel. You've got to wake up every day with the mindset that it doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like it. It doesn't matter if nobody's watching. You show up anyway. You put in the work anyway. Look, I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much potential you got. If you don't have discipline, none of it matters. Because talent without discipline is wasted. Potential without discipline goes nowhere. You got to make a decision. Are you going to be the person who only works hard when it's easy? Or are you going to be the person who stays locked in, who stays committed, who shows up and executes no matter what? And I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm tired. But it's hard, but I don't have the motivation. Listen to me, nobody cares. Life doesn't care. Success doesn't care. You think the greats have motivation every day? You think the people at the top of their game felt like it all the time? No, but they showed up anyway. They built habit. They made discipline their foundation. And because of that, they won. That's what you need to do. You need to start holding yourself accountable. You need to set a standard for yourself that doesn't change based on how you feel. You need to wake up every single day and execute. No questions, no negotiations, no excuses. Winners don't make excuses. Winners don't wait for the right mood, the right moment, the perfect conditions. They take action. They do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. I need you to understand something. Your future is being built by the choices you make every single day, not by what you say you want, not by what you feel like doing, but by what you actually do. And if you want to win, if you want to be great, you've got to develop the discipline to show up and work even when you don't feel like it. Because at the end of the day, the difference between winners and everybody else isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't even motivation. It's discipline, and discipline is a choice. So what are you choosing? Everybody wants to win big. Everybody wants to stand on top, be successful, live the dream. But too many people are looking for the shortcut. Too many people want to jump from where they are to the finish line without putting in the work. Listen to me. Success doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in the small, consistent steps you take every single day. Winners understand this. They know that the little things, the daily habits, the small wins, that's what builds the foundation for greatness. Most people overlook that. They think if I can't do something huge right now, then it doesn't matter. But that's a lie. That's why they never get anywhere, because they're waiting for the big moment instead of taking control of the small ones. You've got to stop looking at success like it's some giant event. It's not. It's the result of tiny victories stacked on top of each other. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's choosing to read instead of scrolling through your phone. It's making the extra call, putting in the extra hour, giving just a little bit more than the person next to you. Those little things, they add up, they compound. And over time, they separate the winners from the people who quit. See, most people don't fail because they set huge goals. They fail because they ignore the small steps required to reach those goals. They get frustrated when they don't see instant results. They quit because they think their effort isn't making a difference. But winners don't think like that. They know every rep in the gym counts. Every page they read matters. Every disciplined decision brings them closer. They trust the process. They focus on progress, not perfection. And that's what I need to understand. You're not going to wake up one day and suddenly be at the top. You're not going to hit your dream by accident. You've got to earn it. You've got to build it. And the way you do that is by stacking wins. Small, consistent daily wins. You ever see somebody who just seems to have it all together? Somebody who's in shape, successful, confident, locked in. That didn't happen overnight. That was built through discipline, through routine, through years of doing the small things right when no one was watching. Winners aren't lucky, they're consistent. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm not seeing results. But it's taking too long. Let me tell you something, just because you don't see the progress right now doesn't mean it's not happening. Success is like planting a seed. You water it every day, you take care of it, and for a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. But underneath the surface, something is growing. And one day when you stay consistent long enough, that growth explodes into something real. But if you give up too soon, if you stop watering the seed because you don't see instant results, you never get to see the success you were working toward. That's why winners don't focus on how far they have left to go. They focus on winning today. They ask themselves, what can I do right now to get better? And then they do it. No matter how small it seems, no matter how insignificant it feels, they understand that every single effort matters. So if you want to win, stop waiting for the big moment. Stop waiting for motivation to hit, for the perfect time, for something massive to happen. Focus on winning today. Make the right choices today. Push yourself a little harder today. Because when you stack enough of those daily wins, one day you wake up and realize you built something unstoppable. Everything starts in the mind. Everything. Before you lift a single weight, before you take a single step, before you accomplish anything in life, it starts with how you think. Winners understand this. They know that success isn't just about talent or skill. It's about having a mindset that refuses to accept defeat, refuses to settle, and refuses to be controlled by fear. Because the truth is, your mind will either push you forward or hold you back. It will either tell you to keep going or convince you to quit. And if you don't learn how to control it, you'll never reach your full potential. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they let doubt take over. They fail because they let negative thoughts dictate their actions. They wake up and the first thing they do is focus on what they don't have. What's going wrong? What might not work? And guess what? That's exactly what they get. They get hesitation. They get fear. They get excuses. They talk themselves out of opportunities before they even try. But winners don't think like that. Winners control their mindset. They wake up, and before the world can tell them who they are, they decide it for themselves. They tell themselves, I am built for this. I can handle this. No matter what comes my way today, I'm going to dominate. And then they go out and make it happen. Listen, your mind is powerful. It will believe whatever you tell it. If you feed it doubt, it will give you hesitation. If you feed it excuses, it will give you weakness. But if you feed it confidence, if you feed it strength, if you feed it a mindset that says, no matter what happens, I'm going to find a way to win, then nothing can stop you. That's why the battle is always won in the mind first. It's why the most successful people in the world aren't always the most talented, the most gifted, or the most educated. They're the ones who refuse to let negativity take over. They're the ones who don't allow circumstances to dictate their attitude. They've trained their minds to see solutions instead of problems, to see opportunity instead of obstacles, to see every challenge as a chance to get better. You ever wonder why two people can go through the same situation and come out completely different? One person breaks, the other one rises. One person sees failure, the other sees a lesson. One person quits, the other one uses it as fuel. It's the mindset. It's the way they process the situation. Winners don't see setbacks as the end. They see them as part of the journey. They don't waste time complaining about what went wrong. They ask themselves, what can I learn? How can I grow from this? How can I come back even stronger? And because of that, they never stay down for long. They adjust, they adapt, they keep moving forward no matter what. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I've been through so much. But life is unfair, but I don't have the same advantages as other people. Let me tell you something. Every single person who has ever won in life has had to fight through something. Every champion, every legend, every success story you admire had moments where they could have quit, where they could have given up, where they had every excuse to stop, but they didn't, because they made a decision to control their mindset instead of letting their circumstances control them. You have that same power. You don't have to let negativity run your life. You don't have to let doubt steal your dreams. But you got to make the choice. You got to decide right now that you will no longer be a victim of your own thoughts. That from this moment forward, you will take control of your mind. You will speak life into your future. You will refuse to let fear stop you, because once you master your mindset, everything else falls into place. So stop doubting, stop hesitating, stop talking yourself out of greatness. It's time to take control. It's time to think like a winner, act like a winner, and show up every single day like the champion you were meant to be. Failure is not the end. Failure is not the thing that stops you. Failure is the fuel that drives you forward. But too many people don't get that. Too many people are afraid to fail, so they don't even try. They let the fear of messing up, the fear of looking bad, the fear of things not going perfectly keep them from taking action, and that's why they stay stuck. That's why they never reach their full potential, because they see failure as something to avoid instead of something to use. Listen to me. Every single winner you admire has failed. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. They've fallen, they've stumbled, they've lost, they've made mistakes. But what makes them different is they didn't let failure define them. They let failure refine them. They didn't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They didn't quit because things didn't go the way they planned. They took that loss, studied it, learned from it, and came back stronger. That's the mindset you need. You need to stop seeing failure as proof that you're not good enough. You need to stop thinking that just because you hit a wall, that means you're done. No, it means you're in the process. It means you're learning. It means you're growing. You don't get stronger by lifting easy weights. You get stronger by pushing against resistance. And that's exactly what failure is. It's resistance that forces you to level up. You ever notice how some people go through one setback and never recover? One rejection, one disappointment, and they're done. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not meant to do this. But then you see someone else go through the exact same thing, maybe even worse, and instead of quitting, they use it as motivation. They get back up, they adjust, they work even harder, and eventually they win. What's the difference? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's mindset. One person sees failure as a stop sign, the other sees it as a lesson. One person takes the hit and stays down, the other gets up swinging. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to train yourself to embrace failure, to expect it, to know that if you're failing, that means you're pushing yourself. That means you're growing. That means you're in the fight. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, the ones who sit on the sidelines playing it safe. But winners put themselves out there. Winners take risks. Winners know that every failure is just another step closer to success. I need you to stop fearing failure and start using it. I need you to stop seeing it as something to be ashamed of and start seeing it as part of the process. Because the truth is, the people who succeed the most are also the ones who have failed the most. The reason they win so big is because they weren't afraid to lose along the way. They weren't afraid to take the shot even if they missed. They weren't afraid to step up even if they weren't perfect yet. They weren't afraid to look bad, to fall short, to struggle, because they knew that's how you get better. So ask yourself, are you letting failure stop you? Are you letting one mistake, one bad experience, one rejection keep you from going after what you really want? Or are you going to use it? Are you going to study it, learn from it, get better because of it? Because that's what winners do. They don't waste time crying about what went wrong. They analyze it, they make adjustments, and they come back stronger. And that's exactly what you need to do. You're going to fail. You're going to mess up. You're going to have moments where you fall flat on your face. But what happens next is up to you. You can either let it break you or you can let it build you. And if you're serious about winning, then you already know the answer. Get up, keep pushing, and let failure fuel you. You can't do this alone. I don't care how strong you are, how talented you are, how motivated you are. You cannot reach the highest level by yourself. Every winner, every champion, every successful person you see had people in their corner. They had people who challenged them, pushed them, held them accountable, and helped them grow. That's the truth. But too many people think they can do it all alone. They isolate themselves, they push people away, they try to carry the whole weight on their own, and then they wonder why they're struggling. They wonder why they keep falling short. They wonder why they feel stuck. It's because they don't have the right people around them. Listen to me. Your environment matters. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or pull you back. They will either challenge you to be better or keep you comfortable where you are. And if you're serious about winning, you have to take a hard look at the people in your circle. Are they pushing you? Are they holding you to a higher standard? Or are they making excuses for you? Are they letting you slack off, letting you stay average, letting you settle for less than you're capable of? Because if they are, you need to make a change. Winners don't surround themselves with people who keep them comfortable. Winners surround themselves with people who challenge them. People who won't let them settle. People who will call them out when they're slacking. Because that's how you grow. That's how you level up. You don't grow in an environment that lets you stay the same. You grow in an environment that forces you to stretch, forces you to improve, forces you to get better. And that only happens when you have the right people around you. Some of you are stuck right now, not because you don't have the ability, not because you don't have the potential, but because you're surrounded by the wrong people. You've got people in your life who are okay with mediocrity. People who don't push themselves, so they don't push you either. People who settle for less, so they expect you to do the same. And if you keep hanging around them, you're going to stay exactly where you are. Because whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping you. The people around you are influencing your mindset, your habits, your work ethic. And if they're not pushing you toward greatness, they're holding you back from it. You need to find people who are going where you want to go. People who think bigger, work harder, dream bigger. People who won't let you make excuses. People who won't let you take days off. People who won't let you waste your potential. That's what winners do. They find mentors, they find coaches, they find teammates who push them because they know they can't do it alone. They know that to reach the next level, they need to be around people who are already there. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I don't have those people in my life. I don't know anyone I know. You know what? God's people cannot be Jenny Grease. Going down the road, because they're going to find somebody. Go put yourself in environments where winners are. Read their books. Watch their interviews. Study their mindset. Learn how they think, how they work, how they operate. And if the people around you aren't pushing you, then you need to be strong enough to distance yourself. You don't have to cut everybody off, but you do have to protect your energy. You do have to make sure that the voices speaking into your life are pushing you forward, not pulling you back. Because at the end of the day, if you surround yourself with lazy people, you will become lazy. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, you will start making excuses. But if you surround yourself with winners, people who are disciplined, people who are committed, people who are hungry, you will rise to their level. You will start thinking differently, working differently, pushing yourself harder. And that's what it takes to win. So take a look at your circle. Take a look at the people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself, are they helping me grow? Are they challenging me? Are they making me better? And if the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Because winners don't stay in environments that keep them average. Winners surround themselves with people who make them great. You have to be relentless. You have to develop a hunger that never fades, a drive that doesn't slow down when things get hard. Too many people start strong, but they don't finish. They get excited, they get motivated, but the moment things don't go their way, the moment life throws a challenge at them, they back off, they hesitate, they start questioning themselves, and that's why they never make it to the top, because they don't have that relentless mindset. They don't have that no matter what attitude. They don't have the fire to keep pushing when everything in them is telling them to stop. Listen to me. Winners don't quit. Winners don't back down. Winners don't let obstacles stop them. They find a way. They grind through the pain. They push through the fatigue. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their effort because they understand that success is not about who starts the fastest. It's about who refuses to stop. It's about who keeps going when everyone else slows down. It's about who keeps fighting when things get tough. You ever wonder why some people seem unstoppable? Why no matter what happens, they keep coming back stronger? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's a mindset. It's a decision they made that says, I don't care how hard this gets. I don't care how many times I fail. I don't care how many times I get knocked down. I will not stop until I win. That's what separates the best from the rest. It's not just skill. It's not just intelligence. It's that inner drive, that hunger, that refusal to accept anything less than success. Some of you have big dreams. Some of you have goals that scare you, and that's good. But the question is, are you willing to be relentless for them? Are you willing to push yourself beyond your comfort zone? Are you willing to work when you don't feel like it? Are you willing to keep going when the results aren't coming as fast as you want? Because if you're not, then you're not really committed, you're just interested. And let me tell you something, interested people don't win. Committed people do. Committed people show up every day, no matter what. Committed people don't make excuses. Committed people don't let their feelings dictate their effort. They don't operate based on motivation. They operate based on discipline. Because they understand that motivation comes and goes. Some days you're going to wake up and feel like giving 110%. Other days you're going to wake up tired, frustrated, discouraged. But winners show up anyway. Winners give their all even when they don't feel like it. Winners keep pushing even when the results aren't there yet. And that's what I need you to do. I need you to stop waiting for the perfect moment. I need you to stop waiting for motivation to hit. I need you to stop waiting for someone to come save you. You have to make a decision that no matter what happens, you will not stop. You will not quit. You will not back down. You will fight for your dreams like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. The life you want, the success you want, the future you want, it's on the other side of your ability to be relentless. Some of you are so close to your breakthrough, but you don't even see it. You're right there, but instead of digging deeper, instead of pushing harder, you're thinking about quitting. You're thinking about giving up. And I'm telling you, don't. This is the moment where you have to lock in. This is the moment where you have to remind yourself why you started. This is the moment where you have to look in the mirror and say, I refuse to lose. I refuse to stop. I refuse to let this challenge break me, because that's what winners do. They don't break. They don't fold. They don't give in. They rise. They keep going. They stay hungry. They stay locked in. They stay relentless. You can't just want it. You have to go all in. You have to give everything you have every single day, like your life depends on it. Too many people say they want success. They say they want to be great. They say they want to change their lives. But when it's time to put in the work, when it's time to sacrifice, when it's time to push past the pain, they hesitate, they hold back, they give half effort, half commitment, half energy, and then they wonder why they're not winning. They wonder why nothing is changing. Listen to me, success doesn't come to people who kind of want it. It doesn't come to people who are just interested. It doesn't come to people who only give effort when they feel like it. Success belongs to those who commit fully, to those who burn the boats, to those who say, I'm not leaving myself another option. I'm not giving myself a backup plan. I'm not entertaining the idea of failure. That's the level of commitment it takes. That's the mindset you need, because the truth is, if you're leaving yourself a way out, you're not really in the game. If you're telling yourself, well, if this doesn't work, I'll just do something else, then you've already lost. Winners don't think like that. Winners don't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. They go all in. They put everything on the line. They commit so deeply that there's no turning back. And because of that, they find a way. They refuse to accept failure as an option. So they fight harder. They push longer. They keep going when everybody else quits. You got to ask yourself, are you all in? Are you truly committed, or are you just testing the waters? Because if you're just dipping your toe in, if you're just kind of going after it, if you're just hoping things work out, you're not going to make it. You've got to dive in head first. You've got to put yourself in a position where failure is not even a thought in your mind. You've got to be so locked in, so focused, so dedicated that quitting is never an option. And I get it. Going all in is scary. It's uncomfortable. It means stepping outside of what's familiar, stepping outside of what's safe. It means sacrificing. It means grinding. It means putting in the kind of work that most people aren't willing to do. But that's exactly why most people don't win. That's exactly why most people never reach their full potential, because they're not willing to give everything. They want success, but they don't want the discomfort that comes with it. They want the reward, but they don't want to pay the price. But you're different. You're here because you want more. You're here because you refuse to settle. And that means you have to make a decision right now to commit fully, to go all in, to tell yourself, I will not be denied. I will not be outworked. I will not let anything or anyone stop me. Because when you make that decision, when you remove all doubt, when you shut the door on every excuse, that's when things start to shift. That's when you start moving different. That's when you start showing up with a different level of intensity, a different level of focus, a different level of hunger. And let me tell you something. When you go all in, when you give everything, when you refuse to hold back, life starts to open up for you. Doors that were closed start to open. Opportunities that seemed impossible start to appear. Things that once felt out of reach suddenly become possible, not because it's easy, not because luck is on your side, but because when you fully commit, when you give everything, when you operate with an unstoppable mindset, you create the results you want. So this is it. This is your moment. No more holding back. No more second guessing. No more playing it safe. It's time to go all in. It's time to give everything. It's time to show the world and yourself what you're truly capable of.